We found the thread, y'all. We're here. Okay. Let's go here. Later today, I'll share what it was like to work for Rift TV and the vindictive ways Shaffer retaliated against those who either tried to help him or who spoke out about the workplace he made them endure. Oh, and that BMW he left it unlocked with the keys inside. More soon. Oh no. Here's my Elijah 2 story. After an event we hosted with Elijah, he went out drinking with attendees. He flirted with college girls the entire time and only took a brief break to FaceTime his wife. He was very drunk. The next day, one girl from that night told me that Elijah had put his hands in her pants when she told him no multiple times. He also tried to make her touch him, and she pushed back and told him no multiple times. He eventually stopped. She didn't want to make a big deal out of it, but I was pretty upset and stopped working with Elijah. Elijah claimed he did coke on a bong. I have no clue if that is even possible. And at one of the dive bars, I saw him go into a bathroom with literally 10 college girls who were doing coke. We found it. Okay. As I write to you, dozens of stories about his private modus operandi are flooding in. They're all the same: aggressive sexual assault, prolificate spending, vast quantities of drugs and alcohol, and at the end of the night, a foreign object in Elijah Shaffer's rectal. Oh no. Shaffer faces a messy divorce made more difficult because he is flat broke. He raised money for a new endeavor, Rift TV, at a $5 million valuation, including one investment of over $250,000. But that money is already gone, as are the staff. Rift TV is insolvent, heading for bankruptcy. After years of infidelity, intensive drunken rants, abuse, and even being falsely implicated in felonies, Shaffer's wife filed for divorce in Texas in January. Okay. Worried about his manly public image, Shaffer filed in Florida. What? So he could pretend he had instigated the divorce. So which state were they married in? That's the only thing that matters. Petition on January 22nd. I verified for dissolution of marriage with minor children and for other relief. Very interesting. Let's continue. Out of respect for Shaffer's soon-to-be ex-wife and for the sake of his children, I am not reproducing messages between the Shaffers. Suffice it to say that Elijah's conduct as husband and father has been derelict, frightening, and neglectful in the extreme. Shaffer is on a cocktail of both illegal and prescription drugs, including peptides and accelerants. He has been blacking out from excessive alcohol consumption in combination with these chemicals multiple days per week for years, as he confesses in his third recording. Let's take a listen.
And I'll just say, I'll just say this. I can't make you admit anything, say anything, but I will admit that I am playing a role in this, and that I am that it is immature, and that it should be dealt with differently. And I will also admit, outside of work, that my personal life, I'm having a hard time. And I'm trying to like figure it out. But obviously I am stressed, and I'm not dealing with it the way I should be. And
okay, well that's good. He admits that he's not handling the issues well. So that's a good thing, right? Narcissists wouldn't admit no shit like this. Sociopaths wouldn't admit they're doing the wrong things the wrong way. Like, this is a good thing, yes? I don't know. I'm just asking questions, y'all.
I'm not, and it's not always that I'm up till 12. Like, oftentimes it's the same thing. If I don't drink, then I can't sleep. I can't sleep more than an hour. I'm tossing. I fall asleep at 6, and it's like, it may look like I was drinking the same thing or not. Do I drink sometimes? Yeah, and too much? Absolutely. I consider myself more like having a binge problem. Or even if it is only a couple times in a week, it's like, yeah, I'll black out or whatever, and so that is problematic.
Well, he admits it's problematic. That's a step in the right direction, yes? Shaffer owns an electric... Oh, God. Okay, here we go. Here's where it goes left. Shaffer owns an electric dildo, which he has taken with him on vacations to El Salvador and other places. On these trips, he hires and brags about hiring female prostitutes, but spends much of their time together being anally, mechanically penetrated by the hooker. Oh, no, sir. One thing hasn't changed from Shaffer's days as a youth pastor. He still likes things shoved up his bum. His fetish for pegging is sufficiently well known that it has been disclosed repeatedly, including by influencer Brittany Venti. No. Elijah Schaffer's drinking, drug taking, and extramarital affairs have been relentless for the duration of his marriage, a union hastily arranged once he decided to pursue a conservative media career. Vigorous horse riding has been known to claim the hymenal integrity of teen girls, though this is less common than women like to suggest. What? Actually, that's not quite true. We do know if she made him wait. She did, because Sarah Stock's husband believed he was marrying a virgin. That's what she told him, or at least allowed him to believe. We don't know. What we don't know is how she explained not being intact on the big night. There are too many examples of outrageous hypocrisy to list, but here's the kind of thing Stock was posting online when she was near weekly and for 6 months cheating on her boyfriend with Elijah Schaffer. It is not known whether she insisted her husband wait for marriage. No. So she lied about being hymenally intact. No. Okay, a little known fact about Schaffer is that he attended church with and grew up around Benny Johnson, at whose house Schaffer attended sleepovers while they both attended Calvary Chapel. Schaffer left the church in a hurry when he discovered having sex with another man. No. Schaffer says he had a twink phase before he got married. A twink is a slender young homosexual male who enjoys being aggressively anally penetrated by older, active, usually more muscular partner. This period seems to coincide with Schaffer's time as a youth No. Oh no. 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 Oh my God. Oh no. Elijah Schaffer's affair with Sarah Stock will come as a surprise to some observers, many of whom are convinced that Schaffer is, or at least was, gay. Others regard him as a cookie cutter, drunk, and womanizer. Both groups are correct. Schaffer constantly questioned Stock's faith at the same time as, or so several former employees allege, masquerading as an Orthodox Christian himself, wearing oversized religious jewelry. When he met Stock's husband, Schaffer kissed him on the forehead in the manner of a priest. Stock alleges that Schaffer got me like very intoxicated and that she does not remember all the events of the evening. She adds that he gave her Benadryl ostensibly for a rash, but perhaps also to get her further intoxicated. She drank a bunch of shots and blacked out. Oh no. Stock's husband has met Schaffer many times, but did not know about their sexual relationship when he proposed. In this recording, Stock can be heard admitting to the affair, adding that she does not plan to tell her husband about it. I understand why you guys don't trust women. I tell you don't trust women. I tell you don't put nothing past a woman. I get it. But that's the chance we all take with women. That's the dice we all roll. So if you don't want to deal with women, then either go be gay or deal with animals. Those are your only true options. Oh, but okay, I'm here for it. Come on.
Take any accountability at all because, like, it obviously was my fault too. What happened between us, but even that was like not like I don't know. I felt like it was like he got me like very intoxicated. Like I don't even like remember most of it, and I was even like thinking back because it was like at CPAC the 2 nights. You're there, and the second night I was like breaking out in like a rash, and so he's like, oh, like get some Benadryl, it'll help with the rash. And like now I'm thinking back, and it's like that's probably why I like blacked out, because he like intentionally gave me Benadryl and like sent me a bunch of shots and stuff. And like obviously that's like stupid on my part, to like go along with that, you know. But at the same time, it's like he obviously like knew what he was doing.
So he had it in his mind. Benadryl, what? Like, does that just make it increases like the toxicity or something? Like, gets you really screwed up?
Like mixing like a drug like that with alcohol.
When was what was this, CPAC?
That was when I very first met him in February.
Where was CPAC? I don't even remember this.
In DC.
Oh, that was in DC. Oh, I got you, yeah. For a breakout? Yeah. Okay. That's crazy. Yeah, he I know how.
Once again, like I'm saying, like I'm not saying I don't like have any fault in that. Like it definitely like ate me up for like a long time.
Yeah.
I feel very bad about it still.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's It's tough, and I mean, I don't know how you feel about the guy now, but it's like it's probably worse that you don't. That you like the more that you learn about him and know who he really is, it probably makes the whole thing worse a little bit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What did
I mean, I just don't want anything to do with him. Like
I get you. I totally get you. What did he say about his family? Like, because obviously he has like a family and kids. What was his?
This is wild. Erica, thank you for the 5 on the chat. Always weird hearing married folks deep into singles and dating conversations. Go focus on community service, your job, traveling, your kid. Listen, you're preaching to the choir. I don't give a damn what these folk out here doing. I don't STD rates don't affect me and whose baby mama is that shit don't that none of that applies to me. None of that has no influence or bearing in my life at all, unless I allow it to be or unless I go looking for it. This shit is wild as hell. Wild.
Excuse with that though. Like, how would he justify that?
he was like, oh, my wife doesn't care. She lets me run for your wife. She doesn't care as long as I like take such good care of her. And she just lets me be a man and like do what I want and blah blah blah. Like
Really?
he was like saying that stuff. Yeah.
Says like the wife doesn't care. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's continue. Stock and Shaffer had sex on the day they met at the CPAC conference. Oh no. In recordings of Stock confessing the affair, she claims large amounts of alcohol were involved. They told each other they loved one another. Elijah told her he was thinking of leaving his wife for her. In February 25, Sarah Stock and Elijah Shaffer began sleeping together. The affair ended on the day she got engaged about 6 months later. In that time, they experienced multiple pregnancy scares. It is alleged by one of her former acquaintances that Sarah got at least one abortion. Oh no. Let's start with Sarah Stock. Oh no, if your husband doesn't know, now is the time. I understand that you won't see it like this for a long time, but as you can see from the above, it is better for everyone that this things come out that in one burst today instead of metastasizing over weeks. Don't let him find out from somebody else. No. It is safe to assume that everything about your life is about to hit the internet. Start again at the beginning of my text. Now that you know this, you won't take it. But my very strong advice is that you get off the internet for 2 weeks and check into rehab and be very, very effing nice to your wife. Whether or not you have a professional future at all depends on it. Nobody believes this horseshit you're posting about your car either. You got away with being a maniac for a while, but the bill is now due. You're a very poor liar. It is not your forte. You should find another profession, one in which you only need the truth. No. I'm in touch with Elijah. I told him to get off the internet for a couple of weeks and go to rehab. It's better for everyone to just rip the band-aid off, so I'll share with you over the next few hours the info doing the rounds in private, or at least what I've been able to confirm. No. I've seen a dossier someone put together. Everything is coming out. My advice is to check yourself into a facility sooner rather than later. There may be a life for you after this, but it's going to depend on being totally honest about all the details, and it's going to require sympathy. As far as I can see, drug addiction is the only card you have left to play. If I were you, I would get out of my way to be generous and decent with the wife and kids. This cross-filing in other states for divorce is insultingly childish and stupid. Observers will be asking, haven't you put the poor bitch through enough? The investors don't matter. If they met you and still wrote you a check, that's on them. I'm sure it will be a while before you are ready to start putting your life back together, but when you are, I will help you. I've been trying to signal to you for the past year or so to cut the BS and talk to me. I was hoping everybody could avoid this. You may wish to be offline for the next week or two. What do you mean, cease and desisting people right now? But I got my car back, so that's good. Are you stupid? What do you mean? Wait, just seeing the top of this. Hey man, I'm going through some tough things. Can you help me here? What dossier shot you a call? Your tweets have been so erratic and insane that people are asking if you offed your family. There's a dossier being circulated that reveals all the details about Rift's collapse, your drinking, substance abuse, the affair with Sarah Stock, treatment of your wife, sexual habits and perversions, alleged prostitution, your wife filing for divorce, and then you filing back in a different state so you can make out that you dumped her. Terrible. What in the holy hell? Catholic Nick Fuentes is siding with the bisexual serial adulterer, druggie, sex pest, just like he did with Alexander. Christ is King. What? No. So then he responded, okay, this is tough. I can't even lie. No.
We gotta get that on a boombox. Shadow Lake! 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 Rob, why don't you stay back there, okay?
On my IG story. Sure. We gotta replace this.
It's actually
Neil coming out steroids. Wow. First now. Yeah, so you're on IG.
Is that Elijah Shaffer?
Fucking faggot.
Is it? No, it's not.
It's so gay for me. See back. Hold on, what you drink? Maybe a minute ago. What's going on here? I mean, Ali was out here. I was like, I took really short. I was like, oh, Ali's a pedo, right? And he's like, what's everybody say that? I'm like, dude, come on.
Yeah,
are you serious?
How do people not know?
And he's like, oh, I work for InfoWars, so I don't really deal with that. That's some bullshit right there.
You said what?
Owen Schroyer was giving me the bullshit. Oh, I don't really know about Ali. I just work for InfoWars. That's my job.
Oh, were you asking about like?
Well, Ali hit on me hard.
Oh,
that's
It was like, asked me how tall I was, what alcohol I drink. He was like, hey, if you want to come do chores for me, let me know.
Oh, bro. Yeah, I'm trying to get that guy.
He said for the sexy maid. The sexy maid op.
Oh, they're like.
Oh, this rabbit hole. Oh, this rabbit hole is deep. Oh no. Oh no. Nick has known about Elijah for years. As with Ali, he's just a girl who can't say no to a verified sex pest. In fact, he feeds them a steady diet of fresh underage boys, protects them when their sins come to light, and occasionally even threatens their victims. No. What is this madness? Elijah's friends gave him stupid advice and then laugh as he tumbles even nearer to the cliff's edge. Nick may be the most spiteful, disgusting, reprehensible, and sinister person in America, and if you still think he's Catholic, you need your effing head tested. This has been going on for years, getting steadily worse. Not one of Elijah's friends loved him enough to step in, and today they gave him such obviously bad advice. It almost seems on purpose. You can take issue with my methods, but I'm the only person lifting an effing finger. No. I posted about 10% of what I have before I thought, nah, the job's done, and left it. I am perfectly happy to continue, but I wish to God I didn't have to hate this, truly. This has actually made me really sad. Damn, he had a shot, you know. There was a window. One last thing, small note. I can't figure out from this if I'm a snake or a shark, but if it's the latter, sharks are an apex predators. They got nothing or no one to worry about, except from dolphins and killer whales. But anywho, if it helps, you can think of me as the megalodon and you as, I don't know, a bucket of chum. Okay, so let's go to what's being reported. Okay, online right has been shaken this week by a recording that suggests far-right podcaster Elisha Shaffer, one of the biggest proponents of traditional or family values, may have had an affair. Even more scandalous that the affair was with his employee, Sarah Stock, an e-girl, an influencer, so ostensibly traditional that her marriage was blessed by the Pope himself. One MAGA figure has dubbed it trad hoe scandal. Others have said it's proof you can never trust an e-girl. Many more are starting to suspect that their trad heroes may not be so trad after all. So to understand how we got here, let's go back a bit. For much of the past decade, Shaffer has been a regular presence on the far-right conservative media scene as a podcaster, commentator, and his latest incarnation as CEO of the outlet Rift TV. Shaffer's and various sidekicks would often discuss trad values, of which he married in 2020, now the father of 2 young children. was not just an outspoken supporter, but presumably an exemplar. A few months ago, Shaffer took a mysterious month-long absence from his live stream show on Rumble, the right-wing video platform, and when he returned last week on January 26th, he looked rough. Shaffer admitted his face was unusually red. He blamed the lights in his new studio, and he said he developed a permanent black eye from crushing mental stress that, as he put it, would cause lesser men to off themselves. Shaffer certainly had plenty to be stressed about. FBI Director Kash Patel's girlfriend is suing him for suggesting she's a Mossad agent. He claimed that people were trying to kill him. Oh, that's what the FBI lawsuit was about. Oh, okay. Now it may okay. Oh no. Y'all worried about some motherfucking Corey Holcomb? Shit. What? Oh, this is crazy. Let's go here.
Over the weekend, I received concerning news that I was being sued for $5 million by Kash Patel's girlfriend, Alexis Wilkins. And the reason why might actually shock you. About a couple months ago, I posted this photo on the public social media platform X. I posted it with no caption, no suggestions of any malintent or any slander, defamation, or criticisms of character. I did so attached to an X post shared by another account that I'm not connected to that talked about government agents being compromised. Now Alexis Wilkins is saying that I owe her $5 million for damages, the exact evaluation of my company, and if I cannot come up with that money, that I'm going to have to shut down my business, give up all of my digital assets and my entire voice online in order to pay her back. So why does Kash Patel's girlfriend want to silence me? Well, it comes down to the lawsuit itself. Before anyone jumps to conclusions and says, well, don't say that she's a honeypot, I'd like to say, I never did. I never would. I never felt like suggesting that, never even suggested that in my own head. So why am I being sued for something I never did?
Okay, but that was the narrative everybody was running with. Like the Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk honeypot, and people were referring to Kash Patel's girlfriend as a honeypot because he was spending taxpayer money having Secret Service, protect her and bought her a G-Wagon. So yeah, that's a natural conclusion. But okay, let's continue. I'm here for it.
Give proof of that in section 14 of the lawsuit. It states, while the defendant may not have included any caption to spell out the meaning of his post, he didn't have to. Ever since Kash Patel was appointed as director of the FBI in February of 2025, the conspiratorial corners of the internet and social media have been spreading false narratives about Miss Wilkins as an Israeli Mossad agent spy or, quote, honeypot, who is only in the relationship with Kash Patel to spy on and manipulate the United States government. Defendant's wordless reply, it goes on to say. So to clarify, before we go any further, if you post a public photo of a government official and his romantic partner, who he's not married to, very important fact we'll talk about, you as a private citizen or a member of the press can be bankrupted, have your entire company shut down, or completely mocked, slandered, and dragged through lawfare because of what? Because of your First Amendment protected rights.
Wow, okay.
Over the weekend, I received posted it with no caption.
So that's why. Okay, let's get back to it. Let me get out of this. Okay, let's go here. Okay, we're back. Okay. But unbeknownst to his listeners, something else was weighing on Shaffer. Despite being one of the digital rights' most vocal boosters of traditional families, he had filed for divorce from his wife 4 days earlier, ditching his usual material aimed at whipping up hate toward Indian immigrants and Muslims. Shaffer instead used his return show to launch into a baffling rant straight out of family court. He vowed that he wouldn't give up his sons without a few shots fired. I'm not going to go down without a few shots fired. Figuratively, of course, we're saying, but physically too, if needed. There it is. Let's continue. Mama bear, F you. What about dad? Don't F with me. Don't F with my kids. Don't F with my income. Don't F with my ability to take care of my kids. I will F you up. The monologue grew stranger. Shaffer urged his fans to learn from him and overcome their addictions, their thoughts of suicide, their impulse to commit criminal behavior, and their sexual proclivities. Still, he couldn't help but lament how far his star had fallen. I'd really like to regrow and get back to where I was a couple years ago. Okay. His coverage on the 2020 riots in the wake of George Floyd's murder propelled him into a job hosting a popular show for mentor Glenn Beck's network, The Blaze. Shaffer's boozy, racist frat boy persona was a hit, and it seemed that not even asserting that Mormons like his boss Beck would burn in hell could stop him. He literally was in Nancy Pelosi's office on January 6th and saw his stature grow because of it. In 2022, Shaffer was fired from The Blaze after allegedly groping a co-worker. He also provoked another harassment lawsuit against the outlet from his female co-host. Shaffer emerged from that initial disgrace by becoming a vocal family man, touting his wife and children frequently on social media and shaming other influencers who didn't have strong marriages and households. It worked for a time, but apparently wasn't enough to stave off financial trouble for Rift TV, an online channel Shaffer launched last May. This job has destroyed me, and I'm not even very popular. Worst to come, on Monday, Shaffer posted a bizarre video that showed him wandering around empty hotel conference rooms as they were flooded with water. No one believes me that my life doesn't make any sense right now. On Tuesday, Shaffer made strange posts about his family being kidnapped and claimed the FBI was out to murder him, prompting worries on the right that he himself had hurt or endangered his own family. In a mark of how twisted the online right has become, far-right YouTuber Jean-Francois Garebi, whose own wife disappeared under mysterious circumstances in 23, was never found. Wonder openly whether Shaffer was smart enough to murder his spouse without being discovered. Poor Elijah, does he have the brains to get away with it? Fortunately, Shaffer's family members appear to be safe, but the scandal engulfing him only grew wider. Right-wing provocateur Milo Yiannopoulos posted recordings and transcripts on social media Tuesday that said raised questions about Shaffer's hypocrisy and mental instability. Drinking problem, political commentator, street interviewer, debater, contributor to Riff. That recording captures part of a conversation between an unnamed man who is not Yiannopoulos and a woman as she describes some sort of sexual relationship with Shaffer that began at the CPAC in 25 of February. The woman who Yiannopoulos claims is stock says that she had a sexual encounter with Shaffer after he offered her Benadryl and shots of alcohol, prompting her to black out. Okay, Sarah says, a lot of what has been said about me is completely untrue. That being said, there are mistakes, unwise decisions I have made that I deeply regret. I apologize to everyone who has been scandalized by this. Please pray logging off now. Okay, then she deleted her X account entirely. Stock, who had become a right-wing Catholic influencer after converting to the faith less than a year ago, gained some prominence online after she delivered a racist rant during a YouTube debate show featuring liberal commentator Sam Cedar. Since then, she has been a fierce opponent of extramarital sex, denouncing fornication. Okay. Stock's alleged affair with Shaffer ended once she got engaged, according to the recording, but on the MAGA right, the widely discussed episode had dented both her and Shaffer's images as strict moralists. Much of the criticism that has been directed at the pair has centered on the fact that Stock apparently entered a sexual relationship with a married man right before she decided to have her own marriage blessed by Pope Leo. The trad stuff is performative BS. Emily Saves America. Wow. Even an Indian account on X dredged up an old attack Shaffer made on the Hindu god Vishnu, declaring that his current scandal vindicated the Hindu pantheon. Never speak on Vishnu ever again. Back in 22, sassy right-wing Christian influencer Christian Walker accused Shaffer of cheating on his wife at a Republican event. Not even a year ago at a conservative conference, he did my friend 4 times in one night unprotected while he was married. Shaffer's downfall isn't just a personal Shakespearean tragedy, a modern adaptation set in the most idiotic corner of our hyper-online world. It also adds fodder to the right's ongoing civil war. Yiannopoulos, who plays sort of a mythic trickster role in MAGA media, hates white nationalist podcaster Nick Fuentes. In the hierarchy of the online right, Shaffer is a restless vassal of the far more successful Fuentes, meaning Yiannopoulos can undermine Fuentes by going after Shaffer. No surprise that in one of the recordings Yiannopoulos releases, there's discussion about how Shaffer quietly talks so much shit about Fuentes out of envy. But the biggest damage may have been inflicted on the online trad brand as a whole. Conservative podcaster Allie Beth Stuckey complained that the affair demonstrated that women posing as trad wives has become a fetish for right-wing men. It's all BS. Wow. Holy cow. Holy cow. That is insane. This is insane. Let's go here.
The podcaster who says black people are not Americans because of slavery. Well, he can say it better. Listen.
And you're not an American because originally you were slaves and you didn't even have value in terms of the political system. Then you were given like 3/8 of the value, right?
3/5.
3/5. Thank you. In my world, it was 3/8, but I live in a utopia. No, I'm just kidding. But it was like 3/5. And you go down, and it's like then amendments were made, and there was adjustments that gave you citizenship and the right to vote. But it didn't make you an American. It just gave you American citizenship. It gave you legal right. And that's why it doesn't take a genius to notice that black people and white people in America look, act, behave fundamentally different, both individually and collectively. Now, that's not to say that black people aren't valuable in the eyes of God. It's not to say that white people are better than black people, even if they are. No, I'm kidding.
Let me just give you the details and save the commentary for now. That was Elijah Shaffer, right-wing podcaster, making news with his outrageous assertion that while black people may be citizens, they are not Americans. No. Just the other day, he declared that any woman who has an abortion should be put to death. Comments made a few years ago. This guy is really crazy. When he was still employed by Glenn Beck's The Blaze, Shaffer told Native Americans to, quote, get the F out of America. Was this to Native American? Shaffer is one of many podcasters on the right making a stand for the allegedly aggrieved white male. 2022, he tweeted, they hate straight white people. Just you, Elijah. I appeal to the hatred. Shaffer claimed, in slavery times, I would have run the Underground Railroad. I fight for the marginalized. I defend minorities. Right now, nobody is more targeted than young, heterosexual, white men. I got you. Let's fight these demons. Shaffer first gained attention January 6, 2021, when he allegedly, working as a journalist, was part of the crowd who stormed the Capitol. He was seen on camera apparently skimming through House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's emails. So, besides a clown...
Something. It's unreal. The success that the far right, and now just the right, more mainstream, and now beyond that, it's trickled into the tech world. You've even got Mark Zuckerberg, who was woke 6 months ago, now saying...
Okay. This is interesting.
They're totally going to break their rules and that guy, right? So Elijah Shaffer to her was that guy, the guy that she could break her rules for. Okay, now you guys with the Madonna-Whore complex will be like, oh no, that means she's a terrible woman. She's a harlot. And it's like, no, like that's actually what you want. You want a chick that has that genuine desire that will break rules for you. Okay. Otherwise, you end up in a fucking dead bedroom situation.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, okay.
So my man Will, he clearly got blindsided by all this. He was clearly a blue pill guy. He was doing the right thing and waiting for marriage, and she betrayed him, right? So he needs forget that bitch.
Jeez. Okay, I'm thoroughly entertained. This is way more exciting and fun for me than, because you know what to expect with black folk, urban folk. The playbook is always the same.